Hello, my loves, and welcome to January 2020. This is your collective reading, an energy reading for the sign of Aries. Yes, that is right. I am going to be breaking them down monthly by astrological sign. This is not specific to placement in your chart. This is just that energy. And if it's more dominant in your chart, then it might be something that you want to tune into. And so if you're unfamiliar with how I read, just a quick overview, I read the collective flow of everything that is. And so this may show up in your life in different areas, depending on where you are most aware of it. So it could show up in your finances, it could show up in your relationships, your business, your employment, within yourself. And so this is just an overview of that energy. Before I hit record, I tuned into you guys, and we have a lot of big energy at play in January already. And so for some of you, I feel like this may have already began as we close out December. I feel like that this energy may have already began for you. There is a lot going on with Jupiter in 2020. And we're not going to go too far into that, but it really, the energy of Jupiter really showed up for you, because when I tapped in to what your overall energy for the month was going to be, what the biggest impact, if we could label it with one energy, what it was going to be for you. And it was expansion. But it's an expansion in the space of in the void of almost like a rebirthing experience. And I really can relate to this because I've just went through one myself, okay? So just know that everything that we're going to be talking about today in this reading is really about your personal expansion. This is about the expansion of self, of that coming into unity and coherence with parts and pieces of yourself that you have denied or repressed, or disassociated with because it didn't feel good, or because there was a fear, or whatever that may be for you, okay? So as we tuned into the first part of the month for Aries, it really felt, and like I said, I feel like some of you are already in this, but it really felt like this heart expansion beginning to open. But as the heart begins to open, this is almost like ironic, right? Or anomaly, or just this weird energy of how this happens, right? But as our heart begins to open, it almost feels constraining. And it's because there's so much resistance happening. And that's why it feels like constriction on the heart space, or on the lungs, or on the chest. That's why it feels like things are being stripped and taken away from us, is because we are resisting. It's almost like this bowing that is happening. And just envision these walls around your heart. And all these walls, these bricks, are made up of the belief systems that you've attached to, the programs that you've attached to, the emotions that you have avoided wanting to feel. And so as this expansion begins to happen, these walls begin to crumble. It's almost as if you enter into that energy of resistance, and you feel the things beginning to strip away from you. And it's only because of that resistance to the heart opening that we actually call in that constriction. So if you start to feel that happening, right, where you feel that heart energy expanding and that constriction, and you're feeling that in your physical body, let that be a warning to you. Let that be a signal from your body that says, hey, it's safe. Let's open up. Because if we just allow, we surrender, and we trust that these walls around our heart are coming down and everything's going to be okay, then we'll move through this process a lot quicker, right? When we allow, we open doors. When we resist, we close doors. And so I feel this for you guys, this energy of it's not safe yet. It's not safe for me to open up yet. And they're saying it is. And so the beginning of this month, the beginning of January is going to be like that. And remember, this is actually perfect because this energy is leading you into the full moon eclipse in Cancer. And this is very deeply associated with the solar plexus and the sacral, right? Because Cancer is an emotional sign. It's a water sign. It's all about the emotions and feeling and being able to flow and travel and be all the different things, because water is one of those awesome resources that can be a solid, it can be a gas, and it can be a liquid. So it is the energy of everything. And it's pushing you into that void, into that space where you begin to see and feel and hear all the things that are not serving you. They're wanting to show it to you so you can have that awareness, that cognitive conscious awareness of what those things are, and entering you in as you enter into that void, because you're going to be entering in around the time of this eclipse energy, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, right? Everybody's going to be different. But you're going to be entering into that that introspection void space where it almost feels like nothingness. It feels like you're lonely and nothing's there. But this is the space of creation. This is the space where you get to decide who you want to be and what you want to be. It's a space of transmutation and creation. Because with all endings are beginnings, right? Endings and beginnings are almost one and the same, because as one thing ends and something new begins, a new cycle begins. So as you move through into the middle of the month, this is where you're really going to be entering into that retro or introspection, I should say, where it's almost as if you're going within yourself, right? Going within, and really allowing yourself to be in that void, to be in that space of darkness or stillness. And what I want to tell you with my heart just overflowing with compassion for you is, for those of you that enter into this space, I want you to remember that this is your sign that you are about to up-level, that you are about to quantum leap yourself. If you give yourself that opportunity. And I say this with compassion but conviction, because it is very easy for us to get caught up in the sadness and the heaviness of sometimes going within that dark spaces of ourselves. And it's not that the dark is bad. The dark is great. The dark is the space where creation begins. It can only begin in that space. But if you see it as something of a victim mode, right? If you see it as something being taken from you, if you see it as the energy of this, why is this happening to me? If you see it from that standpoint of, I have no choice, then you will have no choice. But if you enter into it and allow yourself to experience whatever you're about to experience, knowing that you have infinite possibilities and opportunities, that will shift everything for you. And that will accelerate you through this process, right? Because this can go on. We can stay in these voids, these limbo spaces for a very long time if we don't allow ourselves to see our own light. So in that, you may feel a little detached. You're going to feel like you want to detach from your emotions. You're not going to want to feel or see or hear these things. And I hear you and I see you. And I want you to know that it is safe to do so. And that by loving yourself through this, you will expand beyond belief. Your gifts, your joy, your freedom, your bliss, it will all expand beyond belief. But this isn't a time for you to be active. This isn't a time for you to trying to push, force, create. This isn't a time for you to try to push your way through this. You have to allow this process to unfold for you, okay? So as you come towards the end of the month, right? As we come into, and I just looked down at my notes. I have the notes of the moons, and the new moon is going to be in Aquarius, but it's going to be on January 23rd, which is 1, 2, 3. Like, you just can't make this up. It's the new beginning. It's the new opportunity for you. And this is really correlated to your bones, your joints, your skin, your hair, your nails. This is where the programming exists. The programming that's running your everyday reality lives in your structures that make you up, that make up your form. And for you, it's going to be that opportunity, if you choose, to get up and start taking action. And you're not going to know what action to take, right? But we make these really small, conscious choices from our heart space that allow us to open up and to receive and to begin to re-energize and reintegrate ourselves into our new reality. And it allows us to really be in that space of creation, knowing that each and every day we have a choice on who we want to be and what we want our reality to look like. So for you, you're going to have to self-empower yourself to get up, to choose what to invest your energy into, what is in highest and best alignment for you, what is going to serve you the most. Because in order to serve the whole, to serve your family, to serve your tribe, your employees, whatever it may be, you first must have to serve yourself. And this is you stepping into integrity. But you may feel the anxiety. You may feel that fear running rapidly through your body. You may be feeling like, I don't know what to do or how to do it because I don't know who I am now. Because I've went through this void. And through this void, you lose who you thought you were. That part of you integrates back into the whole. So now you're blank slate again, and you get to choose, who do I want to be? What kind of energies do I want to align myself with? This is what opens you up to new levels of living large in every aspect of your reality. So I didn't even get them ready. Let's pull just a couple of extra cards for you. See if there's anything else. This was a beautiful message and reading. It was so eloquent, and I really loved it. I'm really excited for you guys, because let me tell you, I just went through the void, and I'm actually going to be sharing that with you in a free workshop that I'm holding on January 2nd. So even if you are watching this after January 2nd, I invite you to click into the description box below and to join my brand new Facebook community, The Soul Evolution, and watch the replay if it's after the 2nd. If not, you can join and be there live. Because in that free workshop, Seeing Clearly in 2020, creating the reality that you're actually desiring, I'm going to be discussing my journey through the void and how you are designed to see with your whole being, how you can see clearly in 2020, really setting you up for success for this coming year. Okay. So you can join that if you feel called. I would love to interact with you more personally and intimately in that space. So any other messages, Spirit? We would love for your insights for Aries in January of 2020. Any additional insights, please, that you would like to share with us? Right. Pull some cards here. Beautiful. Okay. So we got winter. Take care of your needs. Okay. And this is a lone wolf, right? This is about you and you only. This isn't about you being the martyr of the world, right? This isn't about you being the martyr of your family. You don't need to take on anybody else's problems or issues or struggles. You're not here to fix. You're here to be the change, right? And in order to do that, you must take care of your own needs. You can even call on the energy of the wolf. But winter is a time of snuggles, warm fires, right? Hot tea, slowing down, allowing for things to kind of work themselves out. Beautiful confirmation. And then we got the trader, exchange energy to create abundance, right? And this is that, gosh, this is such beautiful validation of the message, because this is in the middle of the month, right? This is that energy of trading, giving your darkness, giving your heaviness, giving your densities over to your heart space, over to that space for grace, and allowing for it to be neutralized, and it creating an expansion. And when it's neutralized and you begin to expand, now you make more room to receive abundance. So as he's holding his heart space, look at that. He's giving it over to his heart. The last card was Guardian Angel, you are not alone. And look at it's the Trinity, it's the star. Or not the star, it's the triangle. It's the three pillars, right? That make up all aspects of you. And allowing yourself to come into the purity, the coherence of spirit, of your higher self. Knowing that while you go through this transformation in January, that you are not alone. You know, the white feather, when you find them, like on walks and such, they are messages from the other side that you are always supported and you are never alone. So even though on this journey you may feel alone, right? You may feel alone when you go through this void experience. Even if you're surrounded by people, you're going to feel alone, but you're not alone. And that's the most important thing, is to know that you are not alone. I will be back in the middle of the month. It will be, the mid-month bumps will now be in the form of elements. So you can come back in the middle of the month and you can check out what's happening for the fire signs. And if you feel called, like I said, to be a part of my free workshop, please click down in the link below and join my sacred Facebook community where we can interact more intimately. And I'm so excited for you guys to go on this beautiful journey. So namaste.